Your 20s are gonna be hard. While I'm only 22, I've seen so many videos throughout the years talking about how someone wished they would have done certain things differently in their 20s, or here's a bunch of tips for when you're in your 20s, or here's why your 20s are gonna suck, or 20s this, 20s that. So, this is a rant. I have thoughts, ideas, opinions, you know the drill, let's get into it. I come bearing very good news. Your 20s don't have to suck. And while I'm fresh in it, and it has sucked, I think I found out why pretty early. Growing up, we are molded by the people around us. I might like an artist so much just because my older sister did, and now that she's like this artist, now I like this artist, of course. Or I take personality traits from the people around me, and so on and so forth. Like, we collect these traits like we're collecting Pokemon up in this bitch. Like, we are just so much of everything around us that we're not really ourselves. We're getting into it. So we have spent our entire lives leading up to our 20s being told exactly what to do, and on top of that, not really being ourselves. And as teenagers, we start questioning and adding our own beliefs and interests, and these new things are gonna clash with what we thought we were supposed to be. And that's where I think teenage angst comes from. We have no idea that we are feeling this way. Like, we are really unaware of the inner battle happening within us, and this is the first time we are challenging ourselves. So now that we're in our 20s, we have no idea what to do, because we have this crazy thing called free will. I know, crazy concept. I know, crazy, insane. Give me a Nobel Peace Prize. It's fucking insane. Like, it's crazy. Of course we don't know what to do. Of course things are stressful. Of course things are confusing. Of course. We don't have restriction on us, and if we do, it's less than before. You get to discover yourself to the fullest extent. So we're gonna start our 20s questioning every belief system that we have built up for years. And that's going to be very uncomfortable. And this is what I believe to be the root cause of people saying that your 20s are gonna suck. You thought the building would be built by now, but we're waiting for its demolition, baby. Like, it's serious. I'm being dead ass. We're not here for it to be done. We're here to start over. We're here to really start if you must. If you really want to get into it, I don't even think it's a starting over. I think it's the push to really begin. You know, like, I think our lives leading up to our 20s is a very big prequel, and then now here's what's going on right now. This is where we really start. But everything that's happened before, that's why I say a prequel, is still very important. Nothing's gonna make sense anymore, and everything you thought you were going to be, you probably aren't. Oh, you thought you wanted to be a forensic psychologist, but now you're unemployed making music and YouTube videos because you'd rather be a messenger than anything else, and now you feel more fulfilled with your life purpose instead of fulfilling somebody else's. Oh, you got your degree, but you've been working retail for how many years? Because the job market is actually insane, and now you feel like a failure and like you did something wrong because you were told that this route was supposed to be beneficially easier than most? Okay. Oh, you thought you just procrastinate, but you realize that you have this really deep-rooted mistrust within yourself that you refuse to do anything good for yourself because you think that you would mess it up. Oh. You thought you were straight, but you ain't. Yeah, everything that you thought is probably not true anymore. It's crazy, really. It's genuinely insane. Leading up to our 20s, we're doing things that we think will be beneficial for when we are at our 20s. Of course, always planning for our futures, always taught to do that, never to live in the moment, but a lot of those things might fall apart. And that's why this shit is not easy, because all these belief systems that we have built have now crumbled and plummeted and demolished itself into the fucking ground, okay? But how exciting. How exciting. You get to pick your future. We now know that we have choices and we are terrified of them. And that's a whole different thing of what is interfering with the way that we move and the way that we create and the way that we are productive, right? Fear really gets in the way. And that's okay. Me too. And the people watching this video, the people are them too. Us too. People that you never even meet, them too. Everybody's really going through this shit for real. But you get to create and meet the real you. How exciting. How exciting. But this also ties into another stigma and issue surrounding your 20s, and that is having it figured out. Why should we have it figured out when we are in our stage of exploration? You want to take the test without studying? You want to take the test without even knowing what class you're in? Babe, something that everyone needs to know, and I wish it was such an easy, simple concept to grasp, but it's not. No one has it figured out. No one is ever going to have it figured out. People are still figuring it out. Because if we really want to get this answer, like, how are we going to figure it out? If you really want to get into it, what is the it we are figuring out? Because I'm going to be honest, at the end of that question, the answer, and it depends on you and when you find this answer in revelation and whatever, it's you. The thing that needs figuring out is you. It's always going to be you. It's not going to be anything else. It's you. And you are constantly changing and constantly growing and constantly having new interests and constantly finding that, hey, I might not like this anymore or whatever. You are changing continuously. So please get rid of this idea that you're gonna have it figured out or that you're gonna have you figured out, because as long as you have this love for yourself and you treat yourself kindly, that's when you're gonna have it figured out. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. But we have been shown all of our lives that being 20 and young and successful, like your prime in your 20s, and don't waste it and blah fucking stupid ass motherfucking blah, and mainstream made us think this unsustainable way of thinking. So when we get to our 20s, we actually fucking hate it because, okay, real, you know what I'm talking about. We feel it, we get it. You understand what I'm saying. Like I said, this is a rant. This is a rant. I'd be upset. I'm upset. We are upset. I'm upset that we are all upset because other people have made us think a certain way, so now it makes it even harder to challenge our beliefs, okay? That's why I'm upset. I've had the most fun in my 20s so far, but a lot of hard revelations have come to fruition, if you know what I mean. It's been pretty rough. And knowing that I'm not the only one struggling makes it a little bit more comforting, so hopefully that helps you too. We are constantly changing, moving, regressing, whatever, we are always on the move. Mentally, physically, what the fuck ever, we are never still, ever. Like, our brains develop in our 20s. Like, this is such a busy decade. Here's what your 20s is. You are still developing in your 20s, and then you develop in your 20s, and then you also are living in your 20s post-development. It's a busy ass decade. A really busy decade. I'm excited. Still busy as fuck though, right? This is a very change-filled decade. Put that into perspective, right? Hopefully I put that in a different perspective for you. You are going to not be developed, and then be post-development. So it's kind of crazy, okay? It's kind of fucking crazy. But I'm making this so you don't put more pressure on your 20s than it already has. Nothing needs to be figured out. This is your time to consider options, explore, question things, and just try a bunch of shit that's good for you. Or not. I don't judge. You have free will, like I mentioned, so I don't know. Do whatever. Figure out what's good for you, figure out what's not. Take the chance. Take the leap. Take it day by day. I've already learned that overthinking is not the way I'm trying to go through this decade. Like, let's try this shit again. If you're watching this, you're probably 20 or about to be in this bitch with us, but know the cheat code for your 20s and a lot of the advice you're gonna get from lovely, amazing people on the internet is accepting who you are, giving yourself time, even if it's just a little, to explore your interests, to question your beliefs, and to just figure yourself out. But the biggest thing you're gonna have to do in the beginning of your 20s is let go of this old self that just doesn't exist anymore. If you refuse to move with your 20s, it's gonna take you on a ride regardless. So are you gonna strap in or dangle off the side like a dumbass? You have a choice. Which one is it? You're also gonna lose quite a bit of friends, but I'm gonna say that for a whole different video because that's a whole other topic I'm gonna get into, because it'll be for next week. We'll do that next week. But I wanted to wrap up this quick video by saying, be kind to yourself. That's the real cheat code of enjoying your 20s. Know that everyone is trying to figure it out. Money and status should not be the image of figuring it out. So please just do your best and stop comparing yourself. Comparison is your #1 enemy, and I suggest you get a grip on that bitch right fucking now. It is not a race. And the more comparing you do, the more miserable you're going to be for literally no reason, like you were going to do that to yourself. But I thought it'd be fun to make this video while I'm very early on in my 20s. I turned 23 in a month and 2 days. So, you know, my Capricorn is out the fucking bag, yeah. I never know what to do during Capricorn season. I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's my birthday, whatever. And I like keep forgetting that my birthday is coming up because I just don't care this time around. Not like I hate myself. It's just more like, yeah, like it's a day, like we can celebrate me or what, like I don't know. Give me a pie, fuck a cake. Yeah, I'm just crazy like that. Yeah. But I thought it would be fun to make this kind of video from a perspective with limited experience, because a lot of these videos are made from people, by people that are 29 or 30 or 40 or whatever, just older than their 20s and are reminiscing on the time that they've had. So I think it'd be fun if this was an ongoing series, since I'm still turning 20 and I'm going to be 20 for like 7 more years. So it'd be fun to continuously keep going and see if this still sticks, if it doesn't stick, or what. Maybe I helped calm you down a bit or provide you with some new and fresh perspective. And hopefully you start challenging your beliefs, because that's when life gets fun. Yeah, that's when life gets fucking fun. I promise. That's when it really gets up. My name is Annaje, and I will see you on Sunday with a music video. Yeah, bitch, we're making a fucking music video. Anyway, yeah, have such a great day, and I will see you next time. Wow.